Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Let Me In, Let the Right One In. What's the name of this podcast again?
Invite me in, Jim.
Invite me in.
Invite me in, Jim.
You might be a...
it's invite me in, Jim.
We are... Wait, where'd the comma go? I don't know, man. It's not National Women's Day. Oh, Deadpool jokes are early. All right. Invite me in. It's about Buffy for the very first time. I'm never, ever seeing it. But Travis, say hello.
Hello.
He's seeing it for the very, very first time. And we have two super fans with Jess say hi.
Hello.
And Xander say hello.
Hi.
And they're trying to sell it they're trying to sell the product to me. And Travis is my sounding board. So if it's kind of weird for him, I don't know if I want to watch it. And so far, this is episode 7.
Yes.
I still have not watched Buffy, I'll be honest. You have not convinced me yet.
I think we're going to get you on season 2.
Oh, boy.
That's where I think it's going to start sinking in.
Yeah. Sink the teeth into season 2. So what's this one? What's this one called? Episode 7.
Angel. We've talked a lot about our melodramatic mystery boy throughout our coverage so far. And this one's actually a really fun episode, I think, with our dynamic, because not only do we have different watching experiences like you just covered, but I'm the only one here who has experience watching Angel the series. I haven't finished watching it through all the way yet, but I'm about to start season 4. So wow. I'm more than halfway through with it. So I've got a completely different perspective on this episode than I did on my last Buffy watch through.
And see, I can go with that because I've watched the show after Angel, which is called Bones, and it continues the character all the way through.
That's factually accurate.
FBI agent. He becomes an FBI agent. That's a new cover story.
That's totally
I'd buy
canon.
it, honestly.
Yeah. He still deals with dead people. They just discover things. It's awesome. So bring us to it. Who wants to start out? How does this one open? How does Angel open?
Without Angel, it starts with tiny baby boy Colin, aka the Anointed One, throwing rocks in a puddle as a child does, even if they are ensnared by a demon. The Master is talking about how much of his family have been killed by Buffy.
12.
And he is, I don't think he gave us an exact number, but it's a lot.
We've seen like maybe 6, if I were to guess. I don't know. I feel like everybody that we've seen in these past few episodes that are vampires are part of his family, right?
Yeah.
Well, they seem like they're all part of like at least the same covenant, at least.
Yeah.
Except for that one dude who got bit on the neck the first episode and no one talked about it. Jesse,
yeah, he was adopted, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
The adopted stepchild.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so everybody
he's on a farm where all the other nice kids can frolic and play.
Go free.
Everybody has different suggestions for how to deal with Buffy. Darla says that she's got some ideas on how to solve the problem. Colin just says, let's just annihilate her. And then the Master goes, I'm going to call him the 3.
Yeah. And then it immediately cuts to these 3 bald like skinheads. And I thought, oh shit, are the 3 like Nazis or something? And then like it cuts away and it's like, no, it's actually just these 3 vampires just walking down the street. And I can't remember. Do they kill those 3 guys or do they just scare off those like random guys?
Oh, they scare them off.
Okay. That's what I thought.
And they're wearing a lot of like mesh and like shoulder pads on the outside. They look like they would be like playing street hockey or something like that.
The Road Warriors? Like from WCW?
You're not far off, honestly.
See, I didn't even take notes on that part because what comes next was objectively more horrifying to me. And that's that the Bronze is having something called a fumigation party.
Was that really a party, like an event that they were having? I thought that they were just cracking jokes about cockroaches being
there was
all
like
over
a
the place.
banner up there. They're like,
really?
It's the annual Bronze fumigation party.
Is this so this happens every year? Like everybody, this shit's so bad over here. Like we annually have like a whole party dedicated to it.
Yeah.
It is like Southern California, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, yeah, I won't gross anyone with cockroach jokes, but yeah. But if you're doing it yearly, you should probably, I don't know, not let it get that bad.
If you can time out when it's going to happen and you're not preventing it ahead of time, yeah.
Maybe don't get the 1-star Yelp review cockroach removal service.
I get the impression though that these people, like the people that run this, are really shady guys. Like they're okay with having a bunch of underage kids hanging out in a bar environment.
I have a headcanon that there's nobody that actually really runs it, and instead it's like an underground like demon syndicate or whatever that's controlling it. Like,
no, that's interesting. I could see that.
I mean,
it's an establishment that has like actual service.
Yeah, but we never see who the owner is, and there's so much damage that happens to the bronze constantly, and there's never like, you know, an exasperated guy who's like, "This is eating into my profits." Like,
I think it's just a tax write-off. It's like a front for the mafia or some sort of tax write-off.
I could see that too. Honestly, I buy both of these theories.
Oh, and I just thought it was like Nat from 90210. It's like the Peach Pit and this place. He just like a bunch of kids with influence and like drugs them. That was my theory.
It is kind of like that. Well, I mean, I'm not familiar with 90210, but just the way that sounds, it's pretty similar, I would think.
Yeah, so never trust people who are like, come on. Or that goes all the way back to Happy Days, doesn't it? Like the diner? The diner turned to the Peach Pit, which turned to a club.
Did it?
Yeah. Well, not Happy Days, but just the trajectory of like teens. Maybe that's where people who write these things think there were teens hang out at now.
And it's weird too, because like the bronze stays a hangout area throughout the whole series, even after they're no longer in high school. So, like, are there adults hanging out there now too?
There's always
Giles
adults.
And Angel, Travis.
There's always an adult there. It doesn't matter. There's just always older guys just chilling there. Never fails.
Well.
In fact, Angel's there right now in this episode. He's just chilling in the corner, just staring at Buffy from like a distance, and that's kind of creepy.
Is he always there? Like in the episodes, is that like the only place where he kind of meets Buffy is just the bronze?
It's usually him just like telling her while she's out and about at night, or it's about 50-50. The other half is him just kind of chilling in the corner watching her. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's kind of weird, man.
It is weird. I agree. And it gets even weirder once we get into the details of this episode.
Oh, boy. Okay. So take us through it. Let's go.
But it's still not as weird as Xander.
What does he do today? In this episode,
he's less.
He does it again.
Oh, it's just Xander being Xander. But like, even with all the brooding and hiding in the dark and peeking at her, he's still less creepy than Xander is.
He is. And I talked about that in my like write-up of this episode. Like, that's truly problematic for Xander, that Angel comes off better looking than him in this episode.
Still less creepy than an actual physical high school student who should be there.
Okay, so Buffy is like, I'm sad I'm single. It doesn't usually bother me, but tonight it bothers me. And I'm like, I feel like you say this every episode, so maybe it does usually bother you, Buffy. So she decides that she's going to go because she's bumming everybody out. And then on her way home, 3 vampires are following her. Could it be the 3? Well, we'll find out in approximately 1 minute and 42 seconds, because it's time for some guitars and action flashes and a cat and a cauldron and cheerleading. And
he described my last Thursday, man. Just right there. Guitars, cats, cheerleading, cauldrons. It's all good.
So once again, I will never not hate this theme song.
Wow,
it's still my opinion, one of the best TV theme songs ever.
Don't make me do it, because I will. I'm crazy that way. I did this for my class the other day. No one knew what I was doing.
X-Men.
I know. Everyone's like, what show is that? I'm like, really?
Like, no, I didn't say it was the best. I said it's one of the best, and X-Men would be up there as one of the best as well.
Saban pretty much solves them all. All right, so after the credits,
Yes.
after the first credit roll, what happens? What happens after the shows?
Yeah, since they're not gonna lie, Buffy's actually getting her ass handed to her pretty much.
Oh,
Like-
some of that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily Angel pops up. He starts helping. He gets sliced up a little bit in the process. So they run to Buffy's house because they're vampires. They can't come in. She was like, "I've never truly tested this theory."
Oh.
Which is kind of funny to think about. Like, they're so easily thwarted that she can just go inside and then they can't do anything because they can't come in without being invited in. They're just standing at the door looking inside. That's it.
I'm on safety. I'm a ghoul. We used to say ghoul. I don't even know what ghoul actually meant. I'm a ghoul. You can't touch me. It's during tag. You always had that one place you can run to for safety. Same thing for vampires. That's where it came from. The ancient game of tag.
Well, she's got Angel inside, and because he's hurt, she's like, "Take off your shirt, so I can totally tend to your wound." And that's the only reason you need to take off your shirt, David Boreanaz.
She calls him David Boreanaz.
Yeah, she does.
Does she really?
No.
No.
Oh my god,
It would
that'd
be
awesome
funny
if
that-
he was in there. With the
Um,
Luke Skywalker thing.
and he's got like a tattoo of an angel, which feels very lame. But I mean, that's Angel for us.
Hey, I've got a tattoo of an angel. Wait a minute.
Is your name Angel though?
Not no more. No.
It'd be funny if you had a tattoo of a gym, like a high school gym. Yeah.
I was just gonna say it's like if Buffy took her shirt off and she had a tattoo of Christy Swanson on her somewhere.
That's actually my other tattoo, but we can't.
But it's Christy Swanson from Higher Learning.
Well, okay, so
That's a good movie. Anyways,
he's got his shirt off. Go on.
Yeah. Joyce comes in. Ultimate, mom cock block situation. And Buffy's trying to do everything she can to keep Joyce from going into the kitchen, including offering to bring her mom tea in bed. And I'm like, so all it took for you to be a doting daughter is to be covering up some mischief.
Except Angel was like, "Oh shit, I'm just gonna walk in the living room."
Angel has no chill. He just like strolls right on out.
what's up, mom? What's up, mom? How you doing?
And Buffy,
Excuse me, I didn't know Buffy had a sister. Hello.
Buffy tells probably the best lie she will tell in the entire series, which is she's like, "Oh, he's my tutor from the local community college."
If that's her best lie, she's got a lot. She's
Yeah.
terrible at
She is.
Like, this is like what, 11 p.m. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, my tutor's here, and he's putting a shirt on right now." So
Yeah. And he's in college and I'm a sophomore in high school.
yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
Because everybody forgets, even though obviously it's a high school show, so everybody that's acting in it is in their late 30s. She's supposed to be a sophomore in high school, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, college age guy taking off his shirt at 11 o'clock at night. Hey, mom, want some tea?"
Well, it's A&P. Maybe she's tutoring, anatomy and physiology. You have to memorize body parts and stuff.
That would be a decent cover.
I'm sorry. It sounds like the beginning of like the nerdiest porn ever.
Oh, hell yeah.
You see my weekend then. Okay.
So, Joyce is like, "All right, time to leave, time to go to bed." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, I'll just say goodbye." And Joyce goes upstairs because Joyce has learned nothing about parenting over the past 15 years, apparently. And Buffy goes, "All right, see you tomorrow." Loudly slams the door. And of course, Angel is still inside. Buffy doesn't want to send him out there because the three could still be out there. And she's concerned that he will get just straight up murked if he goes out there. So...
Oh, did the mom not even notice vampires just kind of like chilling, looking through the windows, or did they just leave?
I don't know. I don't know if they left. I don't know if they decided they weren't gonna. I don't know why they didn't mess with Joyce.
Yeah, in hindsight, that's kind of off. Like, you would think that would have been something that would have happened because it's like maybe a couple of minutes after they get in the house that her mom comes in. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just ran away and Angel and Buffy are being overly cautious.
Maybe.
But Angel comes up to the room and he offers to sleep on the floor. He says he's had way less comfortable sleeping situations before. And he's like, I'll turn my back so you can put on your pajamas. And he doesn't even peek at her in the mirror.
No, she's the one that says, like, turn around while I change right here. Like, it's kind of like she knows what she's doing there type thing. Like, like,
no,
turn around.
She's saying turn around so I can change.
I would
That's not a she knows what she's doing situation.
Exactly.
How is she going to leave the room while Joyce is right out in the other? Like, they barely got her snuck upstairs.
Dude, he walked around the entire house to get inside there. She's oblivious to the entire situation. Have him leave the room if she doesn't want him to at least, like, be in there while that's happening. Like,
he can go to the bathroom.
Go under the bed. Like
under the bed?
Yeah, under the bed. Like,
I'm questioning everybody's morals here right now.
I think you're just
saying "Don't look at me naked" is not enthusiastic consent. Okay, it's not okay. It's not okay to twist this as.
But it's not like the most
Travis is saying that she knows exactly what she's doing.
Kind of like how Angel was like, "Oh, I'm taking off my shirt right here. I've got a cut right here."
Wait. What's that called? When you take off your shirt?
But he knows what he's doing.
Trying not to bleed out?
She is clearly, like, into him, and she's... come on, there's a lot of ways you can read into this. I'm not saying that she's inviting anything like that. She's not inviting him in.
Then what do you mean? Then what are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, like, she's, like... It's kind of, like, playfully, like...
It's playfully flirtatious.
It's not... She's not saying, like, turn around and look at me, but she's, like... the fact that she's doing this while he's in the room is kind of like a thing,
I don't think they wanted to risk him going out into the hall in case Joyce stepped back out.
Then she can go out in the hall. She can go to the bathroom, take her clothes, change, and come back in.
I don't like whenever I have guests over, I'm not like, everybody turn around, I'm changing. I go to like another room and I go get changed.
Oh, wait. Another
But to be
room.
fair, it is her bedroom. I mean, why should she have to leave her bedroom to get changed?
No, she should ask him to leave.
No, you're wrong on this. You're objectively wrong.
I'm what?
You're wrong on this.
It's
I don't know.
2 against 1 right now. So, Xander, what do you think? Should she have said, or just kind of left, or said, like, dude, I'm going to get changed. Could you just, like, step out, or,
Well, honestly, no. Because, and the reason I say no is, like, him turning around, 100% the right thing to do. Because the thing is, we know Joyce is in the house, and as far as Joyce knows, he's left the house because you heard her go, bye, Kay, bye. So if, let's say in the couple minutes that, Buffy's changing, Joyce wants to go to the bathroom, or she's got to get cookies to go with her tea, and she sees Xander standing out in the hallway.
Well, it only takes like 2 seconds to get changed. She gets changed.
Then what is the big deal for him just turning around for 2 seconds so she can change?
Yeah. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying. Like,
was it the delivery? Instead of like, turn your ass around. It's like, oh, you better, not peek at anything as I take my shirts off and stuff.
I wouldn't say it goes to that far.
No. Okay. She's literally like, turn around so I can change. Like, very matter of fact.
Okay. I'm just saying it's not black and white with this type of thing right here. Like,
it is very black and white.
What do you think,
it is
audience?
Very black and white.
Leave your comments below.
Yeah, 1-900-672-5727 if you think she should have left the room, or 1-900-692-5766 if you think she should have stayed. And, regular rates may apply for $1.50 each.
Besides, they immediately go on to start talking about how Buffy's life is consistently on the line, and Angel goes, yeah, my whole family is dead. Not exactly like sexy pillow talk.
Dude, wow. I know, but even the way that she's looking, she even kind of like gives him like a look when she gets into bed. And like, there's definitely sexual tension here.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that she's inviting anything by changing while he's in the room.
She's not inviting anything. It's flirtatious.
It's
all I'm saying. I'm not saying she's like,
She wasn't being flirtatious. she was being protective. She's like, I can't risk you going down the hallway or leaving the house. So just turn around, let me slip on some jammies, and then we can discuss this later.
You can have sexual tension with somebody and every interaction not be flirtatious.
Yeah, I'm not saying every interaction is flirtatious. I'm just saying, like, this was, in my opinion.
It was not.
You guys are just trying to make me watch this damn episode. That's how that is.
Yeah.
Like, now I feel like watch this one scene, like, completely out of space, like out of context. Like, oh yeah, I see
that. And then we go to the next day, and Travis, you are Xander in this situation because Xander is like, oh yeah, you guys spent the night in the room. That means you were totally fucking.
No, that's not what I'm saying. God damn. I'm just saying there's like, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. Like, there's more to it. It's not just. Let's move on.
Wait, does he spend the night?
Yeah, he spends the night. Yeah.
And he sleeps on the floor, though, I'm guessing.
He sleeps on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. In the library, Giles says that he has looked up, so he's done research, and he's learned about the three who were indeed the three vampires that were hunting Buffy and Angel the night before.
Giles, right? The old guy? Mm-hmm. He's doing research on why people don't fart. Okay, got it. Go for it.
Giles says, don't worry. The three will be offering their lives in penance for not fulfilling their duty of killing Buffy. And then we flash to Underground, and the Master is talking to the Anointed One, aka Colin, about, how serious it is to take a life, and this matter shouldn't be done so lightly. And Colin's like, so are you going to show mercy and spare them? And he goes, I don't know that I want to kill them. And instead Darla kills them. And he's like, however.
Yeah, and the kid is not even fazed by it.
Nice. Colin. Okay, every time I hear that name, I keep thinking of Colin Hanks. So, like, it's a little kid, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, a little bit.
Yeah, like 6 or 7, I think. I would guess. I'm not good at guessing child ages, but if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere around there.
Okay. So they make almost a Cusco cut where they talk about one thing and then they start doing the other thing and got it. So the guys, they're dead.
Yeah.
So plan B, which is really should be just getting Buffy laid. I mean, she's a sexually pent up on her own thing, or at least emotionally on her own mission.
She's 15. Every 15-year-old has pent up sexual frustrations.
She's that young?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, she's supposed to be a sophomore in high school.
Oh, I thought she's like 16 or 17 in this.
No, she's 15. Her character is supposed to be 15.
Good Lord, this makes this even worse.
Well, 16 years ago, Joyce and Hank had a few too many wine coolers. Things got a bit amorous.
Is this canon?
No. I'm just giving Jim a brief lesson on the birds and the bees.
It's Lynchburg lemonade. That's actually the canon.
It was peach schnapps.
Peach schnapps. Oh, root beer schnapps.
My mom used to drink that, actually.
100 proof schnapps. Either great or vile, depending on your taste. All right, so she's youngin'. They're doing Plan B. Or no, that sounds bad. Not Plan B. Sorry, Texas. I didn't mean she's doing Plan B.
No, we do not apologize to Texas.
Is that the new bumper sticker? We do not apologize. Rape is not our sponsor. P.S. We do not apologize to Texas. Okay, so
you don't mess with Texas, but you also don't apologize to them.
Good luck. This is Buffy. They're at the Master. Then they cut back to Buffy.
Yes, Buffy and Giles are doing weapons training in the library because,
as you do.
Yeah, as you do.
We don't study in the library.
Buffy studies in the library. She'll study in the library later this episode.
That was on accident.
She wants to train with the crossbow, and Giles says that it's too advanced for her, and they must start off with these fighting sticks. And he's like, do you want to put on some padding? And she was like, I don't need padding to fight you. And she immediately kicks his ass, and he's like, perhaps you're ready for the crossbow. To which I say, Giles is the worst fighter ever.
Yeah, why would you want him as your sparring partner? Because he can't hold his own. Like so many episodes already, he's just got his ass kicked.
Such a low bar for being proficient is to knock Giles down.
So you can knock Giles down. You're ready for the crossbow. Great.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And I didn't even see it. I'm like, everything you guys told me about Giles so far, I'm like, why is he even strapping gear on? Like, shouldn't there be someone else to like, and this is your firing partner that we have in this mystical order? My God.
Yeah. So
crossbow.
She's going to be playing with a crossbow. Obviously, that's going to come into play later. Chekhov's crossbow. Exactly. Yeah. Buffy brings Angel some food because he's just been hanging out in her bedroom all day. That's not weird at all.
Wait, he's still there?
Yeah, he never left the house.
Wait, well, the vampires, they can't walk outside in daylight, can they?
No.
Why is he there?
Well, we'll find out in a second. You'll learn in a second.
Yeah, never mind.
So, they're still hiding out there. They don't know for sure what's happened to the three. So he stayed there just to be safe. And I agree with your point that he should have felt safe to leave after daytime because the three realistically couldn't attack him. But first, Buffy has to yell at him because she assumes that he read her diary. And apparently she's written a lot of steamy fantasies in her diary. She didn't want him to read it. Those are private fantasies.
This part was kind of funny, though, because she's like, you weren't supposed to know that, I thought about this and this and this and this about you. And he's like, I was hiding in the closet. Your mom moved it. I didn't read it.
How about that?
Whoops. Forget everything I said.
Right. And okay, I just have a question of reality now. So you already invited, for whatever reason, a strange dude into your house who kind of skeeves on your nightclub for the last couple of years or last couple of season episodes. And, shirts off, bandaging him up, hide him from mom. And you're worried about your diary? Like that's where you draw the line. Like, hey, don't read that book of my private thoughts.
I get the impression that her diary is seriously not safe for work. The way she hints to what's written in there.
Yeah,
there's got to be some pictures, drawn some pictures in there, and some.
It's all good. She's a slayer.
It's okay because Angel gets moments.
It's more like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh. I'm reviewing that next week. Yeah.
It's actually a real movie, I think.
Ew. Angel, in his typical dramatic self, he's like, I can't be around you because when I'm around you, I want to kiss you.
Oh my God.
Which is bad because I'm older than you. And she's like, how much older? And instead of telling her how much older, he kisses her.
Wait. You're going too fast. I'm writing these lines down. Okay, so you're supposed to say what now? What am I supposed to say to people?
Like, I can't be around her because when I want to kiss you.
I want to kiss you.
And I can't kiss you because I'm an older man. And she says, how much older? And he mashes his face hole against her face hole.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then, as happens when you're in a steamy, hot, romantic kiss, the forces of biology take over and you turn into a vampire. Dun, dun, dun.
Does that mean
he's a vampire?
Angel's a vampire.
Oh, Angel's a vampire. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, that was the twist that I
Xander's
didn't
the
expect.
Vampire.
So
okay, good. I'm sorry.
So it's the first time you see Angel being the vampire. So he let like 3 other vampires kick his ass. He didn't want to vamp out.
Yeah, he's been trying to hide his vampire nature, and we'll get more into what his history is about why maybe he hasn't gone full vamp face and has been, playing for Buffy's team so far. But in the meantime,
was a big deal. This was a big deal when this first happened on TV because no one knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I was watching this for the first time. I was like, "Oh shit, he's a vampire."
Yeah, I was so glad after, because we actually watched this episode separately, and you were like, "So Angel's a vampire?" And I was like, "How have you listened to me watch 7 seasons of this show and 3 seasons of Angel in the background of our shared household and not figured that out?"
You hear a lot of things out of context, and I don't know who's saying what, so I just never really put anything together. But
There's even a joke in an episode I watched recently where another character is making fun of him. He's like, well, I don't want to say it now because it spoils the rest of the episode.
I can never tell if you're watching Buffy or Angel. It's like the same thing. So
still,
but doesn't he do this like cool slide down like the roof? Like he jumps out the window and he's just like sliding belly first down the roof. I made a note about it because it was so nice.
He's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, he's like, peace.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Invite this shit, bitch.
Like he doesn't get hurt from that.
No, he's a vampire. Vampires are super strong.
They got like super like resilient bellies.
So the next day, Buffy's talking about what happened, and she's like, "Can a vampire ever be a good person?" She's like, "Because all evidence so far has suggested he's on their side in the fight of good versus evil." And Giles is like, not a person. When a person's turned into a vampire, their soul leaves and the vampire demon takes over the body. So they really want to hammer home that point of lore because it's important to this episode. Okay. And Xander is like yelling at her for being in love with a vampire just as Cordelia walks up, and they're like, "Oh shit, Cordelia heard that." And Cordelia's like, "You've got to be kidding me." Except she just sees another girl wearing the same dress as her.
No, yeah.
I can't not talk about Cordelia whenever she's present.
She was obviously not meant to be a big part of the show in the first season, right? She's like meant to be like a side character. I know she gets a more important role later on down the line, but
yeah, I mean, she's in the opening credits. She's got Actually, I don't think David Boreanaz even has a credit. I think he's guest starring in the first season.
I just got the impression that, like, because you guys have talked about how the first season was written to be like, you know, a one-off type thing because they didn't know if they would continue. I mean, we're like, you know, this is episode 7 and nothing's indicated that she's supposed to be like a major player in the show.
Yeah. It's either
just wait a few episodes.
Yeah.
In this season?
Episode 11, I think.
Okay.
Wow.
And the season finale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has a full-on face turn at the season finale, so.
Let's see. We go back to Angel. He's in a crypt, and Darla's there. And it's suggested that there's some history between them. She is like, why are you acting like a human? Why are you hanging out with a Slayer? None of this is cool. And he's all like Bruce Wayne level broodiness when he's like, I might not be human, but I'm not exactly vampire either.
He's got Batman beat on this right here. I think he's more brooding.
Yes.
Just more over the top with it.
He is the broodiest of the broody boys.
Yeah.
They're in the library. The Scoobies are in the library researching. Giles is reading through some Watcher diaries, and he finds out that there was this vampire named Angelus who was turned in Ireland roughly 240 years ago. He left a trail of dead bodies across Europe for a really long time. Then about 80 years ago, came to the United States and wasn't killing anymore. And nobody knows why.
That's how good the USA is.
Yeah, we're the land of milk and honey. You don't need a lot and stuff.
Right. Yo.
Darla is telling the Master that she thinks that she can convince Angelus to kill Buffy, and you need to pay attention to who's saying Angelus and who's saying Angel. She thinks that she can convince Angelus to kill Buffy and then bring him back into the fold. And the Master is like, are my children working together? I love a happy family.
He's a dad in this episode.
He's a bad dad.
Yeah.
He is just using his children for his own gain.
Well, I don't know. That might be normal in like vampire families? You know?
Yeah, like I think most vampire families in fiction so far, like the dad from Twilight, allegedly, because I haven't seen that movie, but
Jesse's seen them all. You can confirm this.
I've read all of them. I've only seen the first
even better.
movie.
You can confirm this then.
Which dad? Are we talking about the vampire dad or Bella's dad? Because Bella's dad is just kind of like, he gives up on Bella. Vampire dad is happy for all of his vampire children to fuck each other.
Huh.
So I mean,
I missed Twilight then. Like I might have to give Twilight a second chance now. What are you thinking?
Listen, there's no fucking until the fourth one.
Oh, so
once they're married, then they're allowed to fuck. And it's very intense fucking while Bella is still a human, and then once she's a vampire, they have a second fuck honeymoon.
What the fuck is this? This is what's going on in Twilight?
Yeah.
This is absurd. And this was so big with high schoolers. What the hell, man?
High school
this is
girls
why
and
I
then
want to watch the movies now that they're on Netflix. I need you to know
high
what's in
school
my
girls-
brain.
Yeah, it was high school girls and like 45-year-old moms that were crushing on high school kids.
Oh, man,
It was weird.
Yeah, they're perfect for, the characters in this show then.
And yet we're the weird ones.
No, it's the characters. Like, we got Angel here that's all into this 15-year-old.
Allegedly. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Slang. I was like, hey. Okay, so it's kind of like established almost vampire lore where just people get freaky.
I guess. Yeah, apparently this does something to you.
Good to know. So how does this one work out then?
Okay, so Willow and Buffy stay late in the library. Willow's tutoring Buffy. Buffy is very distracted thinking about Angel, and she's just all torn up. At the Summers house, Joyce is home alone, and we see Darla pop up in the window. It's one of my favorite shots because it's like so like campy because she's in vamp face and she like pops up from underneath the window and stares in. It's amazing. She unvamp faces herself and rings the doorbell. And when Joyce opens up, she's like, "Hey, I'm here to study with Buffy." And she's like, "Oh, well, she's studying with Buffy in the library, or she's studying with Willow in the library." And she's like, "Oh, well, Willow's the Civil War expert and I'm the War of Independence expert. We were supposed to trade off study times." And Joyce is like, "Yep. So I know that my daughter has a college-age tutor and she's studying with Willow. Obviously, she needs a third tutor because my daughter's dumb as shit."
Oh,
and
it gets worse later in the episode, too.
So she's like, "Yeah, come on in. Do you want a snack?" And Darla's like, "Oh, yeah."
She's like, "I could go for a quick bite." Winky.
Yeah.
She was one step, the way she delivered that, she was one step away from just looking at the camera and going, wink.
Julie Benz is a treasure, and
I love her.
Truly love her.
Yeah, Jesse apparently has some thoughts about her.
She was awesome in this, and she was also amazing in Dexter.
Yes, where she was loved to death.
Yeah. Oh, Jawbreaker. By the way, she was in Jawbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh, who was she in Jawbreaker?
She was one of the girls. She was one of the
oh, really?
Ladies.
One of the popular girls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And she's in Saw 5. Don't do that to me, Travis.
She's in a lot of stuff, and I love her and everything she's in.
Yes. So Angel's walking by the house. She hears a scream. He hears a scream. Walks in, sees that Darla has drank some of Joyce's blood. And Darla kind of like throws Joyce's body at him, and he catches her, and she's like, "Go ahead, drink some blood. Aren't you sick of drinking rat and pig blood all the time?" Oh. And he's like resisting the urge, but kind of poorly. Like he goes vamp face, and he's like thinking about it. And just then, Buffy comes home. Darla jumps out the window. So all Buffy sees is a vamped out Angel holding her mom with a bleeding neck. While she's passed out, she throws Angel through the window and she said, "Don't come near me or my family ever again." And then Willow and Xander have like followed her to her house for whatever reason. And they're like, "Oh no." So they call an ambulance, and then they're all in the hospital room, including Giles. And Joyce is like, "Aren't you the librarian? Wow, this school really does care."
Yeah, God. And you guys were worried about her being like, walking around the house being like, "Oh, okay, you're the tutor and you're here and it's like 2 a.m. Whoa, okay.
3 tutors and a librarian?
You guys are really like good at your job. You know.
And can I also say something that the vampire makeup? Most of the people that wear this vampire makeup don't look pretty.
No.
You know,
I'll be goddamned if David Boreanaz still doesn't look good as hell in that fucking makeup.
I don't know if it's the show has improved as it's gone on, or it's just grown on me. But I feel like I don't think that the vampire face looks as bad anymore.
I think
no, but he wears it better than everybody else.
Oh no, I know what you're saying.
He's got a fairly heavy brow as is, so the prosthetics don't seem as intense on his face.
Well, I'm not talking about him like purely. I'm talking about just in general. Like everybody in this episode, I feel like it's not stood out as much to me as it normally has.
I let him bite me.
More efficient with it.
Yeah. So did
I let him bite me? I'm just saying.
Did Angel get invited into the house whenever she was biting the mom? Okay.
Well, no, Angel had already been invited. Once you're invited, like the invitation,
you can come
is
and
there.
go.
Yeah,
as you please.
Yeah.
What if like somebody says you're not invited anymore?
Okay, so there's different lore to that depending on what franchise you're in.
She just got
for Buffy.
Okay.
You have to like perform magics.
Okay, because she basically just uninvited Angel from her house by throwing him through a window.
Yeah, but it's not a real uninvitation because the invitation has already been done. Like magics have to be used.
So it's not like True Blood. You just got to say it once and the guy's like...
Yeah, and then Bill Compton goes backwards really, really fast out the door. Yeah. So Buffy's like blaming herself. Joyce fully believes that she fell on a barbecue fork in her own kitchen.
She is so dumb, dude.
Like she's willfully ignorant.
You think so?
Yeah, on top of that, she feels bad because she thinks she scared Darla away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The parents in this show are terrible from everything I've seen.
And but at least she's not the worst parent because at least she's there.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, there's other parents who didn't even know their kid's dead.
Yeah.
That's true, I guess. But the bar is so low in this show, though. Like, you know.
That's true. Let's see. Buffy's like, okay, I am going to go kill Angel. And Giles is like, he's a very powerful vampire. You're going to need more than a stake. Enter the crossbow. Giles stays with Joyce. And Joyce is like, I feel like I scared off Darla. And Giles is like, oh, Darla, I recognize that name. That's Angelus's sire. Yep. So we see Darla and Angel arguing, and Darla's like egging Angel on, and he's just like, I just want this all to be done. Then Buffy shows up, and she's like ready to kill him, and he's like, I'm just an animal. And she's like, no, I like animals. And it's the most melodramatic fucking thing ever.
Perfect for the Angel episode.
And she's read Twilight.
Yeah,
so that
exactly.
does mean something.
And then he talks about how he's killed so many people over the years until one day he killed a young Romani girl. And she was a favor of her clan. And the elders came up with a retribution against him, which was to re-ensoul him. So he gets his human soul back, and then he has to live with the guilt of all of the terrible things that he has done over the past century and a half.
They actually did him a favor. Like, you know, he gets his soul and he gets to like have vampire powers. Awesome.
Yeah, except he wasn't Broody Boy before when he was Angelus. He was just like,
he's gonna live for centuries. He'll get over it. No.
But that's why he hasn't been killing, because he's been trying to make up for all of his mistakes. And he's like, by the way, I wasn't the one that bit your mom. And she's like, you could have just said that.
Threw me out there.
Classic rom-com.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm like, maybe if you would have thrown me out of the fucking window.
It's like, well, maybe if you didn't dive out the window earlier.
And then Darla appears, and they're like, what's that? And she's like, you know what it is, bitch. Bang, bang. It's always
that was
funny
literally
anyway.
what if she would have said that, she goes, bang, bang, bitch. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. She shoots Angel, And she's like, don't worry, bullets can't kill him. They just hurt. And he's like, ow. And then she's trying to shoot Buffy, and she's like, watch your lover die. Giles comes up, like, and, you know, Darla and Angel have been fighting this whole time. So Buffy, Xander, and Willow already know, like, their whole backstory. And Giles comes running up at the very end of the fight, and he's like, Darla is Angel's sire, and she's the one that bit Joyce. And they're all like, yeah, Giles, we got it.
Like, Giles, why are you even part of this show
Giles,
anymore?
work on your cardio.
You're not doing anything.
So right when Darla has Buffy cornered, and Buffy can't reload her crossbow because it's a terribly inefficient weapon when you're in a fast fight. Yeah. Angel comes up and stakes her from behind. And she has just enough time to turn around and see that it was him that staked her. And she goes, Angel?
Okay, so no spoilers for other things. I won't say how they end. But damn, you just described True Blood to a point. With Bill Compton and his maker, and Bill kind of like weaning himself off of humans, and that's like monstrous to his maker. And how well they got together after that. You know, that's a non-spoiler True Blood part.
Yeah,
and,
I've only seen the first season of True Blood. I think I read all of the books except for the last one, which is like a really terrible decision because I have no resolution to the series. But
can I just say that I think it's really dumb that a vampire pulls out handguns?
I mean, she adapted to the modern world. Props to her.
I guess, but it just is kind of weird. Like,
okay, we're 7 episodes in, and you're already used to how melodramatic Angel is, and in your head, you're like, Angel would never use a gun.
Well, I've not seen any of the other guys use guns. They're all like,
because they're all dramatic.
He uses a gun later on when he's hunting those criminals who killed people. They have to unearth them. But he won't let Bones have a gun. That's his thing. He can't have other people have a gun.
Is he not Bones?
No, he's Booth. Yeah, Bones is the female lead forensics.
Oh, okay. I have zero information on that show other than Angel was a part of it, and he's not Bones now. So slowly I'm learning more.
Pretty much same character, I believe.
Yeah, that's why Kimmy always call him Bones, not Bones.
Okay.
But yeah, so we see the Master is screaming and breaking things because he lost Darla, and Darla was his favorite, and he wanted Angelus to be his right-hand man, and Colin's all like, get over it.
Yeah, the kid, I like that the kid gave him a little pep talk, though. You know, he's like, it's okay.
No, the kid's like, get over it.
Whoa,
it's not much of a pep talk.
Well, considering everything that
you must have talked to some of the adults in my childhood.
Suck it up, Nancy.
Well, that kid is handling this entire situation really well. He's been brought down underground, and he's with this like weird vampire guy, and he's watched several people die, and you know, he's just like, I don't know. He's just a weird little kid.
I mean, he's a vampire now.
Is he a vampire now? Did they bite him?
Yeah. Like he's the anointed one. He's an anointed vampire.
So they just like anoint him and he becomes vampire.
No, I mean, so like he's turned, soul. But yeah, no, he has no soul. No.
Oh, okay. So okay. I thought that it was still the kid.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Then we go back to the Bronze, which apparently also likes to have a post-fumigation party, and we still see cockroaches. They're the strongest. They're the survival of the fittest. They're going to be mutant cockroaches on the Hellmouth, which sounds like a terrible combination.
I can see it happening.
Yeah, and Angel appears, and him and Buffy are like, we definitely can never be together because it's just too complicated. And then they're like, yeah, no, definitely can never be together. And then they mash their face holes together.
And both times that this happens in this episode, it's always like, I can't do this because I'm older. And it's like, I'm going to do it now. And now this time it's like, we can't do this. Like, you know, we just can't do this. And they're like, okay. And they're like, okay, let's kiss.
Yeah, it's not to make another It's Always Sunny reference, but it's kind of like every cold open of It's Always Sunny. And then the title card is the exact opposite of what they said. So it's like, we can't date. Da, 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 da. Angel and Buffy date.
Well, okay. It's just weird.
So I think it's great because it's very soap operatic, which that Sarah Michelle Gellar's acting background is in soaps. So all of the melodrama is very fitting for them.
I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah,
But-
she was in All My Children. I think she
Yeah,
has
I used to
she
watch
has
that.
an Emmy, I think. I think she has at least an Emmy out of
the
that.
daytime Emmys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, those are actually pretty decent people. They're really hard actors because it's like this shooting schedule is like shit. Just absolute shit. And my question is going to be, does she then tell her mom that she's dating her tutor?
Who is
And
like
which
hundreds
tutor?
of years old.
Yeah.
Well, that's for us to see later on.
And like, what is she
We're
tutoring
at
him
the
in?
end of the episode.
They're
He's
not
like-
dating though, are they? Like
No.
that was that's the end of that.
Oh,
They're
He's
not-
like, he's going to leave.
Okay, so, but what if she? Okay, I have so many questions because if the mom asked Willow something, Willow's smart enough to say it. But what if like the mom finds out he's just like a dumb guy? Like, what are you tutoring my daughter in? He can't answer a damn question at all. Like, I don't know. 3 times 3 is like 4.
Well, to be
No.
fair, the mom is kind of dumb too. Just
Okay, so
based on
super
she's like
believe it.
super oblivious to everything that's going on around her. Like the librarian is visiting her at the hospital, and she's like, "Oh, this is like a really good school." You know, like, "Oh, okay." Like,
This is
sure.
an awesome place. I
Yeah.
want to see her like pay, like write a check to the guy. Like, oh, here's the money I owe for you tutoring my daughter.
Yeah, she's super oblivious. Like that's why I don't think that she's like. It doesn't matter what she sees or what happens. Like she's just going to be like, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever."
My lord. Well, this seems like a good episode for Angel to be introduced. And if you, okay, it's going to be difficult because I know we'll learn more about it. But for this episode, Angel being introduced, at the very least, is the love interest that they've probably been leading up to, because that's the only love interest that Buffy's going to have maybe this season that's not going to die or whatever. I wonder how it's going to pay off if it does. I wonder how. Because this is pretty early on.
I already know of like a future love interest that I think sticks just based off of, like history of knowing the show.
Oh, yeah. There's one much better than Angel.
Yeah, which is, I was telling Jesse the other night, I feel like that's why I don't hear much about Angel, is because I feel like everybody like talks about Spike more than they do Angel.
There it is.
S word.
Obviously, Xander was referring to Riley as the much better love interest.
Oh, no. I was talking
Is that the guy
about
from the other episode?
No, guys, you're wrong. I was talking about Owen.
Oh, yeah,
Owen.
Owen.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, Owen.
I
Yeah.
actually
Owen?
liked Owen.
Owen was the
I remember who
Emily
Owen was.
Dickinson guy that we talked about
that never
on
showed up
episode
again?
5. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually liked Owen.
Who was that? And then Jesse was the one that, no. Who was that guy?
Jesse was the one that got bit.
Jesse, the one that got bit early on. And then Xander likes Buffy.
And Willow likes Xander.
Will likes Xander. And Giles likes Angel, but Angel likes
Charles likes
Xander.
Angel.
No. The next episode is when we meet Giles's lady.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, does she
God.
stick
Oh,
around?
yeah.
Oh, God.
We love her.
Yes. I'm
So-
very excited to talk about her.
Something to look forward to. So, what's the final words? What's the final comments on this episode?
Okay. So I am fairly outspoken about the fact that I do not like Angel on Buffy the series. Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel is fairly one note and not super interesting. I mean, he gets a more complex storyline. I just don't enjoy watching him on screen.
Right.
But I love him in his own spin-off show. I think he's great. I think he needed a more prominent role that wasn't like, he's broody boy in Angel, but he also gets other moments too. He gets fleshed out in a much better way, I think. And David Boreanaz gets to have a lot of fun in different ways with him. So I have a new appreciation for this episode that I didn't have before. Because before I was always like, Angel episode, drama. But now I'm like, hell yeah, I know where this is going to lead.
So, yeah, the second time or third time through, you appreciate the storyline that they built then.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the guy's name? What's the character's name? Not the character, the actor?
David Boreanaz.
I was gonna see that. It was really weird, but it got canceled for COVID. We couldn't fly out anymore. And apparently a bunch of people went snowmobiles just like right around northern Quebec looking for him. It's awesome. Sorry, that's a lame joke even for me. Okay. Travis, for the first time watcher, what do you believe? Because that's from Jess, and we'll get Xander. So, Travis, what did you see the first time? Is this something that makes Angel better or worse?
It's nice to finally have some background on him. I thought that the twist was nice. I didn't see it coming, so it was kind of cool to get that. I don't know. I told this to Jessie when she was doing her review, but it's basically just another story of like an older man being pursuing his relationship with a high schooler, and then the other half of the episode is bring your kid to school or bring your kid to work day.
Right.
So that's pretty much it.
But the first half has been pretty true for this entire series so far. Like, especially at the Bronze. It's like just a bunch of old people. The series starts out with like an older woman, like
like the teacher going for the guys. You got the older guys going for the girls. It's and I think even I think the next episode, like they point out, we'll talk about it then, but they point out how much of like the stuff that happens revolves around relationships in this series so far. And I didn't even realize it until then, but it's very relationship heavy, and a lot of it is inappropriate relationships. So I don't know.
I dig it.
But if you can turn your brain off and ignore that, then it's fun.
I look forward to that. Thanks. Xander, what do you think?
I honestly thought this was a really good episode. Obviously, it was a lot better than the one with the hyenas, the episode prior.
Right.
So there was a low bar to set, but no, it was, especially if this is one of those you saw for the first time and didn't know anything after Buffy or during the Angel TV show, and then when you had the big reveal about halfway through, that was huge. Yeah. And I thought it did it really well. I thought this was one of the, and I agree with a lot of people when they say this is one of the stronger episodes of the first season.
Okay, now this episode, knowing what this episode does with or to Angel, does that make you want to see his character more? Or you're just kind of like, whatever?
Yeah, no, it does.
Okay.
Like you actually, because when you start getting into the big reveal and then you get more into a story, you realize, he's just not some dude, the brooding guy in the leather jacket that was popular back then. There's like, there's some meat on the bones, and I want to find out more.
Oh yeah, there's meat on those bones.
I've seen him with his shirt off. He exercises. He does some jumping jacks.
At least two of them. That's interesting. You almost had me watching it just to see about the inappropriate or appropriateness of having your college age tutor sleep overnight with you.
College age.
That was a riveting conversation.
I'm not sure which college he's from still, but he's a good guy. We'll see. And I look forward to the next episode. The next episode, where I believe you guys said it was relationship based, or more explaining of relationships.
It's relationship based.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Chat rooms are bad.
Mm-hmm. It's super dated too.
Yeah. It's.
So. Look forward to that.
AOL?
I don't know.
It's like before AOL.
I had a bot texting me yesterday. Is it that dated?
Huh?
I had a bot texting me yesterday.
Did, yeah.
Is it that dated?
Let's talk about that in the episode.
Yeah,
that's very relevant, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this one shows its age.
I can't wait then. And as we sign off on this episode, I'm Jim Phoenix, and with my co-host, on behalf of them, when we say Travis and Jess and Xander, we all bid you bye until next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.